question is, what do you think about Josh, assuming that that was a low blow and not a liver shot?
You know, Josh is doing his job. He wants to make sure we're safe. And you know what? If I got kicked below the belt and he didn't stop it, or if I kicked him below the belt and he didn't stop it, it would have been a huge upset and a huge foul on his part. And you know what? I'd rather have him stop it like that, even just for a couple seconds, and make sure somebody's safe than, you know, rather than take a risk of somebody getting hit below the belt and then me getting a win when I shouldn't have got the win.
Because pretty much Joe and everybody in the Twitterverse, everybody went crazy thinking that you had lost a great advantage right then.
Yeah, I was actually about to run in and go for a flying knee, and I was like, oh, this is going to be awesome. And he's like, stop, stop. I'm like, I kicked him in the body. And he even was like, he kicked me in the body. And then he's like, oh, keep going. And I was like, all right. You know, but by then he recovered already. And it was fun, you know. And that's just, it's one of those things, you know, nothing's ever going to be perfect. You got to, you know, life gives you lemons, you make lemonade.
Although it did seem that there was a lot of times during the fight that he was not able to shake off, you know, the damage that you were giving him.
Yeah, the one thing about fighting me and even all my training partners, I hit really hard. I might not be the most accurate, but I hit extremely hard. And when I get on top of you, especially ground and pound, I hit extremely hard as well. So I knew if I landed, I would do a lot of damage to him. And when I did land, I did do a lot of damage. So it felt good. It felt really good.
You know, you're known for going in there and just sort of laying everything out there, and with a style that some consider reckless sometimes.
Yes.
Is that something you're going to keep, though?
You know what? It really, I love the crowd. I love the fans. I started, you know, I wrestled and all that, but before I got in this sport, I was on the edge of my seat every Wednesday or Thursday night watching The Ultimate Fighter. And, you know, I don't like boring fights. I don't like people who grind out decisions and just try to win on points. I'm not that kind of fighter. I want to finish you. I want to knock you out. I want to put you to sleep. I want to choke you out. And you know what? And I look at it like this. If you were in a bar fight, would you run around in a circle jabbing? No, you would get right in there and knock that dude out and show him who's the man, you know? And that's how I think, you know, you should fight. If you know, you're either going to step up, square off, or you're going to take him down and beat his face in. You know, that's what you got to do.
When we saw you use your wrestling in this fight, which we haven't seen for a while, was it a conscious choice to bring that in?
Yeah, you know, Chris Clements, I knew the only way he could beat me is by knocking me out. And his takedown defense, not to be mean, was kind of non-existent, especially to a Division I wrestler, national champion. So I knew if I threatened him with takedowns, used the takedowns, it would help my striking as well because he'd be worried about it. And it also tired him out pretty quick, and I think that took a lot of his snap off his punch after the first round.
Now, you said that you are a fan, you watch a lot of UFC, and I know not everybody likes to call somebody out, but is there somebody you think particularly would be an exciting fan fight for us?
Dwayne Ludwig, Dan Hardy. I like those guys. They had big names. They were skyrocketed to the top right away, and you know what? Yeah, I know I got right to the UFC and I started my pro career here, but, you know, guys like that, you know, you get two split decisions and you're fighting for the belt. That's not how I see it. And I think a guy like me could really do some damage to guys like that because they're just mismatches. I could take them down and just grind their faces.
So why do you not, I mean, with your wrestling credentials, why don't you bring them into the octagon as often as, say, other NCAA wrestlers? You really seem to like to slug it out, and I know you want to entertain the fans, but is that more important than getting the W?
To me, I like to fight. You know, I didn't, you know, go into the UFC thinking I just want to grind people out and get those wins, you know. I want to fight. I love hearing that crowd roar. And if you ever fight, it doesn't matter if you're in a local bar or if you're in a huge arena with 20,000 people chanting your name. There's a big difference if you fight like a man or if you fight like a coward. And I don't fight like a coward. I want to finish you. I want to knock you out. I want to stand in that pocket and see what happens.
Now, you do have 3 children now, is that right?
Well, no, I only have the 2. I have 2 twin daughters, Amy and Allison, and I have one on the way due January 1st. I'm not sure if it's a boy or a girl. Regardless, I'm done after this. The kids, you know, I can train all day, fight all day with a smile on my face. Those kids break me all the time. I'll be honest, man. I can barely watch my kids without crying. They just break me. But I love fighting, and you know, and right now I just want to get enough money fighting and get successful, you know, so they can have a good future, you know. And of course, I never want them to fight, you know. So I'll leave the fighting to myself.
Did Chris affect you at all when he was saying that you didn't deserve to be here and he took 10 years to get here?
You know what? You know, he has every right to say that. You know, I have plenty of friends that have been fighting on the regional circuit for a decade or so, and they have 30 pro fights, and I have 10 fights, and they're all in the UFC. And I've been treated like gold since day one. I got on the Ultimate Fighter, I broke Dame Similar's jaw, and ever since then I've been in the limelight. Everybody's just been giving me shots, and and a lot of people are like, you don't deserve to be here. I can't argue that. Maybe I don't deserve to be here, but my record's also 7-3 in the octagon, so maybe I do belong here.
Was he tough for a 36-year-old guy?
Very tough for a 36-year-old guy, And I think he would have been tougher if I didn't take him down either. I think he would have kept having a lot of snap on his punches and probably would have ended up catching me really hard eventually. But, I had to use my well-rounded skills. I had to take him down. I knew, my nickname's Deep Waters. I get you tired, and that's when I usually unload on you. So that's what I did. I grinded him out, especially that second round with that body triangle, just squeezing and punching hard and wore him out. By the third round, he didn't have that snap anymore, and I knew I could take it.
Are you happy that he didn't come back to win the fight after Josh kind of screwed up your liver shot and avoid that controversy? Because that would have just been a long-ass controversy.
Yeah, that would have been slightly upsetting, but you know what? Like I said earlier, he's doing his job. He's a professional. He's one of the best referees in the business. That's why he's here. And he's just trying to keep us safe, And if he thought I kicked him below the belt and then I hit him with a flying knee and flurried him, that would have been more messed up than him stopping not just a body shot. But Chris was honest. He's like, he kicked me in the body. I was like, I kicked him in the body. And he's like, keep going. I was like, keep going? All right. And then touched his glove and we kept swinging,
Well, thanks, man.
No problem.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Congrats. Nice job.
Cool.
Thanks, man.
No problem.
Appreciate it.
Thank you guys. Yeah.
Totally entertaining.